So this is a ANOVA homework, and we have to run an ANOVA test. And so I really get to the data. So here's the data list, and as you can certainly type these into a graphing calculator and do some of the work that way. And what this video is going to show you how to use another piece of software that I just found I think worked well for us. So I'm going to copy, because StackBench isn't working for so many of you. I'm going to copy that data to a clipboard. Control C it, and then I'm going to go out to a spreadsheet and paste that in there. And then I'm going to do some fancy things here, because one thing to do is remember how we got to do a condition check. So I'm going to paste this data. Actually, what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to do A. I guess I could fill down, but I don't want to do something weird. And then I'm going to do the same thing with the B, type B. Fill in a bunch of B's. You'll see why I'm doing this in a minute. I want to be able to do a box plot. I want to be able to compare the box plots without having to type all that data into a calculator. And then I only have 3 sections, so that wouldn't be too bad. But I'll show you this applet anyway. So I've got all that data in here. What I need to do is I need to be able to put commas in between each of them. So list the data individually. I put what type it is next to it. I copied, Control C'd it. I'm going to do a new document. I'm going to paste special without formatting. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight this. I'm going to Control C that tab or whatever's in there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to replace, find and replace. Okay, and I'm going to paste that in, and I'm going to replace it with a comma. And then I'm going to select replace all, and you can see in the background how it did that. I'm going to close that. Now I'm going to select all this data. I'm going to Control C that. And then, because I didn't open it up ahead of time, I'm going to do it. I'm going to search for here. So box plot applet. And there's one that's really inactive and interactive box plot control. It's very nice. You click on that, let it load, come down to the data, and we're going to clear our data. Well, I think I'm going to clear it. What am I doing? Yes, I want to clear it. Then I'm going to paste my data in, then update the box plots. And for some reason, it didn't. Oh, graph a category. There we go. Graph a category. And there's my 3 box plots. So do these look about equal in spread? The blue, what is blue? Type A looks a little more varied, but I would say that B and C are fairly close. So I mean, aside from type A look like a little more variance in the other 2, I guess that is a concern. I guess we'll uncover outliers. What does that do? Okay, well, I'm not seeing any outliers, so I think we're probably good to go with that kind of test. Now, we could do a normal probability plot, and we probably should do a normal probability plot. I haven't searched that. We can talk about that in class. Let's assume ANOVA is good to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back to my spreadsheet, and I'm just going to copy my type A data. And if you go to the class website, and then you just scroll down to the very bottom and click on Statistics Resources. In the bottom of this page, you can say ANOVA Calculator, so I'm going to click on that. And then ask you, how many columns of data do you have? Well, we have 3, so I'm going to select 3. I'm going to uncheck this box, just the way this website works. I'm going to proceed to enter my treatment data. Notice how it gave me 3 columns. So I'm going to paste in the data here. Let's see. Type in that one. Let's go to the applet. Do the same thing third set of data. I guess I should have entered a HO and HO, but I guess that did happen out at Math Excel. So there's my 3 sets. I'm going to have it calculated in ANOVA, and these rest of these things are what's called post hoc tests, and we'll talk about what that means in a minute. I'm going to calculate this, and then it gives me a whole bunch of information. But here's what I want. Here's my F statistic. It's only a 2.02. My p-value is very large. So what that tells me is I can't reject HO, that the mean, I can't say that the means are different. If I go back to Math Excel, I guess I should finish this here. At least one of the means is different from the others. And then my F statistic was what? Where is that document? 2.02, that number there. Oh, rounding, they don't like my rounding. Unless the number's wrong, in which case then I'm in trouble. Let's check that. Okay. This critical value of F comes from a table of the F distribution. You can skip it. I'm not worried about it. So I'm just going to click and get it wrong. Okay. Then the p-value. And I know that p-value is around 2 decimal places. So if I go back to that table, 0.015 is what I'm going to use, isn't it? So see how easy that was? And then, of course, what does this mean? Well, I have a large p-value, so I failed to reject the null hypothesis. I conclude that the type of vehicle does not appear to affect the amount of greenhouse gas emissions with these 3 types. And then that's it. So now, before I leave this video, let's scroll down. Now, we didn't find a significant difference. We didn't find that HO and H1 were statistically significant. So we don't need to do anything more. If we did, if this p-value was small enough and we could say we could reject HO, then what you do is the question that arises is, well, which of the means are different from the rest? So Tukey is named after John Tukey, which we'll read about in that Lady Tasting Tea. He is a statistician that came up with a way to do this, and what's nice about this applet is it shows which one, so A compared to B was statistically insignificant. Of course, we knew that because nothing was significantly different. And what will happen, and these will go green, and you can compare what ones are statistically different. Okay, then Sheffey is another different kind of test. And this Bonarifi or Bonariferoni, that's another kind of test. Of course, we're seeing that these are all statistically insignificant, and we knew that. Okay, so that's how you use this applet. I think you'll find it better than using a graphing calculator for this feature. So certainly, it's better than if you have to run these post hoc tests. It's a lot easier. So I'll stop this video and let you watch it if you're a little lost and if you're not in class.